Today we have a cautionary tale from the legendary Queen of the Blues, Dinah Washington. This is Lessons from Legends with Orianna Joy. So this video was birthed out of a Facebook post that I saw a friend of mine put up, and he was talking about how he found it amazing the way that Dinah Washington used timing and spacing within the phrasing that she used when she was singing. So she wouldn't just sing something straight, she would find a way to put extra pauses in there, and she really drew you into the story that she was telling, which is why she is the Queen of the Blues. And so I decided, yes, I've been meaning to do a Lessons from Legends on her. Let me go ahead and do this. So I watched a documentary about her life, and which is available here on YouTube. And I was at a loss for what to pull from this story because it was so heartbreaking. There was so much that this woman had been through. And I'm like, how do I teach a lesson from her life without disparaging her choices, without making it seem like I'm judging her? How do I do this? And I decided the best way to honor her memory was to simply tell her story. So, Miss Dinah Washington was born on August 29th, 1924 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. She grew up in church, as the majority of the singers of that age did. Her parents were heavily involved in the church, and she grew up in a very strict, very straight-lined type of household. And as she became older and was able to do different things and was kind of out from underneath her parents' thumb, things got very different very fast. I read a bit of her biography on Britannica about who she was and how she impacted the culture. And the biggest thing that I took from all of the research that I did was it is extremely important for you to understand who you are. And then on top of that, understand who you were shaped to be. In seeing how Dinah interacted socially, in seeing how she started out being really heavily involved in church, which is true for the majority of the artists from that era, and then went completely left with opening up her own club, doing things that that her parents would have considered hyper sinful, just living this really wild lifestyle. She had 7 husbands, I believe, within her lifetime. I think there was a point where in the documentary, one of her sisters says, we don't really know how many husbands she had. It was that bad. And I think part of the reason why she struggled with becoming who she wanted to be and understanding who she was, she tried to conform to what she thought people wanted from her. So she spent the first part of her life conforming to what she thought her parents wanted, which was, the straight-laced church girl. I'm here, I'm singing, I'm doing what you want me to do. But then there's a moment where she rebels against that and she goes to the completely opposite side. But in doing that, she becomes who she thinks the world wants her to be. So she's drinking and she's having all these husbands. She's staying up doing these crazy things, having these amazing parties, and not focusing on her family and not doing anything other than figuring out, how do I express myself through music and be here and have these crazy parties. It is extremely important for you to understand where you came from and then connect that to who you want to become and who you want to be in this present moment. And I think as an artist, once you have your identity on lock, nobody can push and pull you in different directions. She was pushed and pulled in a lot of different directions, and we see the effects of that in the way that her family talks about her now and in the legacy that she left. And the biggest legacy that she's left for us is her music. And I believe the reason why she's called the Queen of the Blues is because there are certain songs and certain ways that you can't sing until you have been through what it is that you're singing about. Dinah had been through a lot, and in dealing with all of the things that she had been through, she put that emotion, all of the criticism that she received about her weight, all of the criticism she received about how she dressed, all of the vitriol that she got from her parents about the loose lifestyle that she was living, she put all of that criticism, all of that frustration into her music. And you can hear it as she's singing about these different moments and these different ways of connecting with people, whether she's singing about being intimate with a man or she's singing about being frustrated with being Black in America at that time. There's so many different moments that she just puts her all into the song. So our biggest lesson from Dinah Washington is to make a decision about who you want to be and let that be your true north. as an artist, as an individual, choose actively who you want to be, not what your parents told you had to be, not what you think society in general wants you to be, but who you actually want to be. Take time to think about that, write it down, repeat it to yourself, and then let it out in all of the music that you make. So that's all I have for you today. May Dinah Washington rest in peace, because she was not at peace while she was here. But I hope that she is resting peacefully and is content in this moment. That's all I have for you today. This has been Lessons from Legends with Orianna Joy, with a little help from the legendary Dinah Washington, the Queen of the Blues. I hope you'll have